ways without.
Hello, my name is Josie. Welcome to my first video. I'm an illustrator big on character design and color and making silly art. I try to keep things pretty unserious as Basil. Yeah, welcome. I am trying to complete these 2 sketchbooks in a week and we'll see how that goes. I am enjoying these sketchbooks. I just never work in 2 sketchbooks at once, and I'm discovering there's a reason for that. I'm happy I experimented with it and tried something new, but I am feeling a little scattered and over it, so I'm ready to move on. This green one I made myself with tombow river paper. It's just A4 size paper, folded in half and bound up with a little pamphlet stitch. You can see it's pretty thin, but it holds up to ink really well, and it's been fun for me to use because I get to see properties of my ink that I don't usually get to see in the sketchbooks that I work in. This tiny one is a Talon's art creation book with paper that holds up to all of my shenanigans pretty well. It is Wednesday afternoon, and I'm ready to start filling this thing. So yeah, kicking off day 1 with a dip pen spread using Dark Cave. It's this really pretty sheen ink from Sailor. I want to give a heads up that I start the sketchbook challenge a little stiff and way more polished than I usually am in my sketchbooks. I'm a big believer in quantity over quality when it comes to art, but this was my first time really having a camera in my space, so I definitely wasn't as loose or carefree as I try to be. I didn't go into this trying to have a perfectionist mindset, and I definitely loosen up as the video goes on, but yeah. That said, I love a little self-initiated art sprint. Drawing every day is pretty normal to me, but completing the goal of the sketchbook timeline and documenting it was new enough to definitely make this a challenge for me. So as much as I maybe started out too polished, I did stick with a simple cat, some florals, and a moth, comfort subjects of mine to ease into this challenge. I'll do another spread using gouache this time because when I flipped the page I realized Dark Cave was a bit too much for this paper. I'm doodling a creature on the page beside it. I don't know exactly what these little guys are, but they pop up in my sketchbook all the time, and I really do love drawing them, so I figured why not paint one. I'm still figuring out what their colors ought to look like since I'm usually drawing them in ink as warm-ups. Painting in a tree here, starting with basic shapes. I don't use gouache as much as I'd like, so I kind of kept with the theme of comfort subjects, but experimenting with mediums I want to use more of. I don't know if trees are fully a comfort subject for me, but there's something I've been working a lot this past year to improve with, that and backgrounds in general. Here I have decided I am going to do a little background, probably just color filling it in, but I thought all of the leftover ink and some of my lines weren't as precise as I wanted them to be, so now I can kind of carve in and have a little bit more control over my little guy, so I'm gonna do that. I wrapped my tree and creature paintings up with colored pencil for texture and a bit of whimsy, and finished up the day off camera. With the pressure of recording off, I was able to get a lot looser in the last sketches for the day. Welcome to day 2. I wanted to keep working on staying loose, even if I get a little shy around the camera, so I thought enjoying some fresh air would be a fun adventure and good for me. I'm drawing bugs and flora again to get started, and I actually really hated this spread going into it. I bought my tulip right off the bat and spent the rest of the page trying to kind of feel better about it. I did start feeling more comfortable here, and I think that was because I'd recorded the first spread I really didn't care for, and it helped me care a lot less because I remembered, oh right, this is just a sketchbook, and the worst that can happen is a bad drawing of a tulip that no one else will care about. One of my favorite ways to feel better about a sketchbook spread not going my way is to throw some color into it. I filled this page with green and yellow watercolor and went on filling it with doodles. I ended up feeling alright about the spread in the end and moved on to other drawings. We have our first footage from my ink sketchbook here. As early as day 2, I was running into a lot of difficulty remembering to record and work in both sketchbooks. I kind of anticipated this because feeling scattered was a big reason for starting this challenge in the first place, so I did feel validated in my goal, but it was something to keep in mind for sure. I've been playing with a lot of corner and border motifs, and I like to kind of document my days, so those were my thoughts going into this spread. I started with drawing myself, then moved into other goofy portraits. I was happy to wrap up day 2 using Noodler's ink in Walnut and Jackie Urban in Vert Olive. I often do a lot of ink spreads in just one color, but restraining myself to primarily use ink in this sketchbook has ended up being good for experimenting putting different colors together and letting them interact. Here are all of my sketches from day 2. It was exactly the day of touching grass and getting inspired by real things that I wanted it to be. Day 3 fell on Friday, and I was feeling a little fatigued, if I'm being honest. It was the end of my week, and recording was a new part of my routine I wasn't used to, so I decided, as a treat, to let myself focus on the tiny sketchbook and start off camera with pencil to get warmed up. With some warm-up pencil sketching done, I was feeling good and ready for color. I went into the next spread and started out with splashing purple ink all over the place. From there, I came up with this mini fairy illustration. I've been trying to play more with negative space in my sketchbook, so this felt like a low-pressure way to do that and to play with color like I was wanting. For my last spread today, I put a bunch of ink blobs onto the page and used the shapes to try to turn them into something. I like to do this when I'm not sure what to draw and open to letting my tools decide for me. It's a cool way to get a kind of cohesive looking page done, even if the subject matter is pretty random, and I like finding methods that leave me surprised too. My camera died at the end of the clip, so this is the final page. And these are my sketches from day 3. Poses, the fairy, more poses, bit of frogs, and the ink blobs. Hello and welcome to the weekend. I'm flipping through some pages I did of my own, more character design and bugs and nature, all things whimsical. I planned a cozy weekend in for myself, trying to catch up in my ink sketchbook. I'm using my broad nib twsby here, using Waringle's Hound of Baskerville's ink. It's this burgundy with a green sheen. If I ever do a sketchbook tour, you'll see that it is really a favorite of mine. I'm also back to using Dark Cave, but I've acquired a glass pen. I much prefer these to the metal dip pen I was using earlier. They just feel a lot smoother and flowier to me. But I had to get this replacement pen because my original had kind of just broken off. I love using these two inks together. I think their sheens are really complementary to each other, and I just think they pair well. As I get back into my tiny sketchbook, I think the reason I tried working in both of these sketchbooks at the same time was to avoid getting bored. I wasn't particularly precious about the sketchbook I made, but it did feel like a waste to not use it for ink, and it couldn't hold up to my mixed medium artwork. So I thought working this one too would mean I could do both. And that was a big benefit to working in two. I like a cheap sketchbook with good enough paper to do what I want, but I haven't found one yet that also shows off the special properties of ink like the Tombow River paper does. Most of this challenge has reinforced why two sketchbooks don't work for me, but this weekend reminded me of the good parts of it when I got bored of one and just moved right into the other. I wrapped up my weekend sketches feeling good about where I was and with my cat Juno beside me. My drawings felt more like my own, even if I was kind of behind where I needed to be in the sketchbooks. Hello, it is Monday. I am totally above the 6-7 thing, and I'm not even going to mention it. I am totally above that. I've got 7 spreads left in my green sketchbook and 10 left in my tiny sketchbook. I kind of let things go over the weekend, but I've got 2 days left, and I am caffeinated, so I'm ready to get these sketchbooks done. I'm going to set my drawing to some music and lock in, so I will check in later. I have hit a bit of a lull. I'm having a good time and I'm happy with what I've made so far, but I'm just not jiving with the studio right now. I haven't done this in a while where I just come out to the living room and I set up a nest on just doodle. So that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the evening, perhaps. I don't have too much left to go, so I think that I could do it, but I'm just gonna have to see.
But Josie, where is the footage from Tuesday? Why is there so much video left if you were finishing your sketchbooks in a week? You were so close, and you said you could do it. You'd be right to have questions. I did not finish my sketchbooks in the original week I planned. I did finish my ink sketchbook. I ended up with some cursed little pet shops, outfit doodles, and a self-portrait of me and my cats because I do indeed have two. But yeah, I failed my own challenge. Here I am on day 9, resuming my tiny sketchbook with just 5 pages left because I was pretty close. I spent Tuesday drawing a bit, but mostly going back and forth on, do I change the direction of the video? Do I condense an extra day into the week format to make editing easier? Do I just own the failure of the challenge? I am embarrassed to say I gave serious thought to the first two. Ultimately, I knew that was silly and dishonest and not at all the example I want to set. Sometimes you miss an arbitrary deadline, and that is perfectly fine. I did not finish my sketchbooks in 1 week. I finished them in a week and 2 days. The world goes on, and you still got it done. I just wrapped up a spread of bugs in a kind of cross-stitch pixely art way I like to do sometimes using dot paper and tombow markers. I pulled out some Caran dash sticks because I am always trying to use them more. And ending the sketchbook with an easy color palette and loose crayon sketches felt like how I wanted to do things, and a reprieve for myself after I'd spent the week stressing myself out for no good reason. I'll report back when I'm done.
Hello! I have completed my sketchbooks and I am back with Basil again to say if you've watched through any of this video or part of it, thank you so much. I finished this video recording at least a little over a month ago, only to get incredibly busy and also realize I don't know how to edit or what I'm doing at all, really. I just returned to social media in general after a 7-year hiatus that I built up a little bit in my head. So it's kind of been a lot for me, But I'm really grateful and happy to be sharing this with you now. If you want to see a sketchbook tour, or you have any feedback, or you're also a small creator starting out, leave a comment. Not in an engagement bait way at all, but I do seek community by going back online. And I just feel like with the AI hellscape of it all, that artists kind of need each other right now. And I've been benefiting a lot from online spaces, so I want to try to contribute, keep making art and things with your hands, and I will see you soon.